Good morning. So this is my first video for a wee while. I'm back from my holidays. I went to the East Coast with my family for for a week. We went to Bridlington, lovely seaside, and kids had a blast, so all good. I thought I'd share with you a few bits that I picked up whilst I was there. We went into a few charity shops, which is a brilliant way of finding some useful materials, some books, and not a great expense, instead of using everybody's favourite online giant non-tax paying company that we all unfortunately end up using. But the charity shops are a great resource, and I found a lovely few bits. So a few books that I found were I think these two were in shop and one was in the other. They were no more than £1.50 each. I can't quite remember the exact prices. I think one of them has it on. I think this one might have been 50p, but Flowering Shrub Expert. I'm sure you can pick these up on eBay and other such places, but I just loved all the individual little illustrations and pictures of the botanicals, and I thought they would be some really cool journal toppers. You can make some really nice ephemera with those, tag toppers and such. Absolutely tons of them, gorgeous pictures for like 50p. Bargain, absolute bargain. I mean, how cute would they be just on front of some tags or journal cards? Loads of them. Really cute. So that's that one. So that's the Flowering Shrub Expert. Next one, Conservatory and Indoor Plants. Now, this is the glossy one, which I'm not usually a fan of glossier sort of photography botanicals, but actually some of the pictures were really pretty. And every now and then you get like a full-size plate like this, sort of every few, she says, pages. There were quite a few of them. Actually, I won't find one now. Maybe they're every chapter. Maybe I'm making it up. Where are they? See, yeah, see sort of full plates. There we are. There we are. So I knew I wasn't making it up. And even to just use those, fold in half as a full journal page, or make an envelope out of them, or a really nice pocket. There was some really, that's pretty, how nice is that? Some really nice illustrations, well, not illustrations, they're photographs, but they don't look as sort of shiny glossy as sort of magazine quality, which is just not my sort of thing. And yeah, I think this one was £1.50. And there's loads, absolutely loads in there, some yellowy ones. There's like bits of holly, so maybe some Christmassy pictures. Yeah, so Conservatory and Indoor Plants. And then this one I bought mainly for the cover. I thought it was really pretty. This is, let's say, Constant Spry flower range. I'm sure Constant Spry is a name that I should know, actually. I feel like I should know that. St. Michael. I used to be able to buy that in Marks and Spencer's. I just thought it was a really pretty book. Lots of florals. And it's the Book of Flower Arranging by Harold Piercy. And again, full-size pages and full-size images. But look at that. Nice. Some really nice illustrations. I would probably prefer to use that side, but even if you didn't, if you used that, what a lovely autumnal journal page. Again, toppers. Thinking pockets, envelopes, some really, really pretty images that could be used. And for what they cost, autumn, you know, it's peanuts. And how lovely to give a beautiful book new lease of life in somebody's journal. Winter. Nice. You can hear anybody cackling in the background. Those would be my children. It's still the 6 weeks holiday for anybody not in the UK, the big summer holidays. I think you get like 3 months in the States, don't you? I've noticed I've had an awful lot of new subscribers up, by the way. Thank you very much for anybody that's recently subscribed to my channel. That is amazing. I think I went on holiday with like 40 subscribers and came back to an extra 100. So really cool. Thank you so much. So that was a few bits. I went to a little haberdashery shop in Bridlington, and I've got to say hi. This is Polly's Hobby Hut. If anybody is near the East Coast, Yorkshire way, please excuse my chipped, what were beautiful holiday nails. Mortified. That's whilst I was doing the washing and pulling stuff out the suitcases. Manor Street in Bridlington, haberdashery and craft supplies. Really, really lovely. They run little workshops as well. They've got all sorts of fabrics and projects and wool and threads and crafts, and it was so nice. So yeah, definitely check her out. She's got an Instagram page as well. She's got a Facebook page as well. I've just started following her on Instagram, and it's really lovely. So there you are, Polly's Hobby Hut. Go. This is what I got from Polly's Hobby Hut. So some lace, which I really liked I liked the edging on this. It's not like the standard, you can get the multi-packs from Amazon and stuff. Some really nice proper vintagey lace. So £2.50 a bundle. This one, £2.50 a bundle. I mean, the large panels on that to make some pockets out of. Really like it. And then I got this Anglais Large, £2.50. £2.50. Pay a fortune for that elsewhere. Look at that, so pretty. A lovely sort of trim on the bottom of a journal page. So I spent like next to nothing in the shop, but came away with a bag full. And then I found these. There was a little at the back of the shop. They had she had a box with lots of just bagged up odds and ends. So I rooted through, and I got these two for £1. And I thought, just on the front of a journal, just as a bit of a focal point. Take them out the bag so you can see them properly. Really nice. Love it. And that's kind of what I was looking for, some really pretty focal points for some journal fronts. Like I've been making up some little fabricy ones, but just something pretty for the front of a journal. So 2 of those for a whole British £1. And then I got some greeny coloured bottle glass, sort of glass beads for £1. A big, I haven't actually opened this yet. This is £1.50. I think this is a full necklace that. Oh no, it's not. They're just individual pieces. Oh, nice. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay, right. So it was a necklace. But I love that. I think that's so nice. And I'll use every smidge of this. They're really pretty. I mean, it's only costume jewellery, although they're quite weighty actually. Love it. £1.50. Bargain. Get in. And then I got a bag of these, which I'm always after, these sort of the little cappers. That's not a word, is it? What do you call them? These bits that, like, when you've... Oh, okay, it's on the floor. Hang on. These bits that when you put you do your beads and you make your little dangly things, and you want something to like sit on either end of your bead. They must have a name. They will have a name. I just don't know what it is. But a little bag full of those. 50p. 50p. You can't buy anything for... You can't get a Mars bar for 50p anymore. Cool. And these beauties, I really liked the colour of these. For £1, and grab a handful, just really pretty. So you get a few of the little endy bits in here, just really pretty beads. And I would much rather shop locally at somewhere like that than I would a larger retailer. So yeah, if you're in Yorkshire, East Coast, particularly Bridlington, anywhere nearby, check her out. Have a look on her page. She does have an online store as well. She's not paying me for this, by the way. I just really loved it. And she was such a nice lady. She's only recently sort of opened up in the last, did you say a couple of years? Sort of COVID, I think, but yeah, go and take a look. I then went to some other little shops. This one was, I think this was from like Cats Protection League. How nice is that? It's a little, I assume it's like a little broochy thing that you'd like hook on a pocket or something. But that is so going on the front of a journal. £1.50. Really lovely. Well chuffed with that. And then there was another shop, I can't remember the name of it, but it was right on Market Street in Bridlington, the middle where they put the stalls out on a Wednesday and a Sunday, and it's attached to the bag and I can't get it off. There we are. It's got a name like Years Gone By, Time Gone By, Second Life, so it's something like that. You'll know it if you see it. And these were 2 for £9, so they were a little bit more expensive, but I thought they were really nice for, again, fronts of journals. So look out, and I will be making some journals with these shortly. I'm making those, you know, you can imagine that surrounded by lots of vintagey lace and pretty. Bit of like faux marker seat on there like that. So yeah, that was that. 11 minutes that's taken me to waffle on. Right, let's crack on, shall we? So this is the next in the Tim Holtz-athon videos. The next one was going to be the tab bound journal, for which I've been making, and I've already filmed the making of, some grungied up pieces of linen. So I got some linen squares, just fat quarters, and I've grunged them up with sort of with coffee, with distress inks, with alcohol inks. And these will be my torn up to make my tabs for the binding. And I pulled a few of the edges off and sprayed those with extra bits because they can make the tops of tags. But we're not going to do that today. Today, instead, I'm been making these. If I zoom in ever so slightly, so these are just some little tags for a for the tab bound journal, and these I've been making with some little Tim Holtz sentiments. I don't know if anybody, well, I think lots of you did it actually. The online Fodder school, the Collage Fodder school that was run recently. I think I don't know how you pronounce the name. Probably is it DD Catron on Instagram. Really cool. Really enjoyed it. And one of the days, one of the lady was teaching you to make a big masterboard, which lots of people make masterboards, but some of her layering techniques were really cool. So I had a go and was left with some big A3 sheets of collagey stuff. So I chopped them up and was left with lots of odds and ends. And I particularly liked the ring bindy bits, and I thought they make cool tags. So I've got some more here. I mean, I'm not a fan of the dodgy flowers I drew. And I'm going to use some of these to make some of the tags. So I used the Collage Fodder. I've done some little Tim Holtz sentiments on there. I've put some of his little, what are they called? They've got a name. Wait a minute, they're in my drawer. His packets of, oh God, I don't know, people, they've, paper dolls, there we are, thank you, paper dolls. And then just some of the, I was doodling and made some of these little flowers just on some old book pages. And I thought I'd add some of those on as well. So yeah, a bit of a different look, not quite as deep grungy, but still a bit of grungy, a bit of stitching on there, some splashes just to lighten it up and such. So I thought we could make one of those for the next one. I'm just going to check in my drawer, which I probably should have done before I started. I think I have a punch that will make, in fact I'm certain I've got a punch like that. It will make an edge, like a torn out of a pad edge. I have got so many punches. How do you organise your punches? Mine are just literally slung in a drawer. Found it, it's there. Yeah, I really need a better system for this. So not quite the same style, but I think good enough. So I want to make some of these because I like them. You can't see, because I like them. Let's zoom out slightly. So let's do it. Let's make one. So we'll just do the one. We'll make this a short video for the first one back, and then next video is going to be the beginnings of the tab top journal. I've already cut my my pages down, but let's do this first. So I really like that piece. Just screams out at me to start with. I don't know which way. I feel like it goes that way. And then see, part of the technique was she sort of laid with tissue and then just went over, and it was sort of like, you know, don't be afraid of the blank space, don't be afraid to cover up. That's the one thing I struggle with when it comes to sort of art journaling and mixed media, is I'll draw something and then I can't go over it, I can't paint over it. It's like, well, I've just drawn that, what am I painting over it for? I really struggle with it. I mean, it's quite liberating once you get into it, but I do struggle with it. Now I'm struggling to choose some pieces. We'll do 2, shall we? What time is it? Yeah, let's do 2. I'm definitely going to do that one, and I mean, they are all the same sort of tones. I think we'll use some of that. Let's use some of that. So let's put the other bits to one side. I'll just use the one flower, and I will cut that in half and put it on either side. So I treated myself recently as well to a deckled edge trimmer to save my poor little pandies from all the ruler tearing. I do have hand issues, and I struggle after a wee while with the constant sort of pinning down and tearing. So deckled edge trimmer for the win. There we are. Noisy trimmer for the win. And I'll save all these bits. Right, so let's do this, shall we? So if I just locked you, no, you opened up again. There we are. So you literally just, where's the top? You're the top. So we chuck it in. Oh. They're not as big as the other ones, but I'm down with that. And then you just match them up on the sides on these. If you can see, you've got like a little guideline. You match them back up. Like so. And then you'll miss one entirely. And then you, there we are. Just get that edge. It looks like you've pulled it out of a little thingy-me-bobby. Oh, there. There! Oh, will I ever get used to doing these? So, match that side. Match that side. Cool. This is one of the EK machines. What are they called? Is it EK Designs or EK something or other? Yeah, so just in case you want to get one of those, and I know they do the square edge ones as well, but that's the one I've got. So I want some, what I should have been was prepared. I want something to back my little people with. So do I want to go, hang on, do I want to go darker or lighter book page? What do I want to do? I like the darker, actually. Let's see if I've got enough. That's super brittle. That's out of an old Robinson Crusoe book. Get my box of little people out. Sorry, knocked the camera off there. So I've got my little people out, as I was saying. And I can't obviously go too big because I've got to think of the size of the tags. Let me zoom you in a bit. I like you. He's cute. Should we have you on there? And do you reckon a little sassy girl? Little sassy girl. Let's have you too. So put you back in there. So I want to back them onto some book page. Looks like I'm going to do one of each. Now I'm going to use the darker one on the paler background, I think. So let's stick you on there. So I'm just using my brain and zooming out. I'm just using the 3-in-1. It's probably totally not necessary, but hey ho. I'm doing it. It's how long it's been since I've done anything. My glue's gone blocked. It's gone unblocked. Come on. Bane of my life, this stuff. Got to squeeze it to within an inch of its life because I'm too impatient to wait for the little air bubble. Oh, come on. So anyway, whilst we're waiting, it's rained. It rained for a couple of hours last night and then a little bit through the night. And now it's warm again. Us Brits are not built for this weather. Well, I'm not anyway. Too hot. I got burnt at Bridlington. I got burnt at the East Coast. Can you believe it? I don't ever sit out in the sun. I sit in this room. I take my kids to school and I go to Sainsbury's and that's about it. Leave it down there. Why is that not sticky at all? Use the little diddy one. Are you going to come out any quicker? Yeah, got properly burnt. Right, this is a race now. Who's going to win? Oh, this one. Yeah, I got to the point where I was like blistering. And I put the kids' sun cream on me and on them. But I put it on me too. And still got burnt. Honestly. Should try and do 2-in-1 this with this one. So this is it's an old sort of accounting book. I'm going to do you that way. And yeah, I started blistering and ended up having to do the old after sun in the fridge thing, and it hurt, man. It wasn't good. Look at that. That's what colour I'm supposed to be. Horrendous. It's because I never go out. Because I'm shielded from it all the time. So, with the last few, I literally just tore around them, sort of roughly. I don't want it to look too purposeful, so I'm just going to kind of tear. But also, you can't leave too much of an edge because obviously you don't take the entire tag up. So, just kind of get a fine balance here. I feel like that's a bit big. Is that alright, do you think? Quite like that. A little scrappy. It's so brittle, this paper. Goodness. So let's glue you down while the glue's still a thing. I did ink round the paler book pages on the other one, but I don't think I'm going to do it on this one. I don't feel like, I kind of regret doing it really. I don't feel like this was a project to be inked. I think the ink and the vibrant sort of paints just, yeah, not for me on this one. So we're not going to inky. So now I've got to have that straight. Straight. There. Like this wee fella. The worst thing I find about doing the videos, as everyone already knows, I hate the sound of my own voice, and I've had lots of lovely comments of people saying I like hearing you speak, which is really nice. Still don't like it, but thank you. I'll start talking, I'll start speaking, should I say, and then I lose my train of thought, and so I probably start about 10 different sentences and never finish a single one. Oh, what side do you want to go at? that one. He feels like he should go on that because there's a straighter edge, but I don't want to cover that bit up. So maybe you can hang over a little bit. Maybe you can do that. Yeah, let's do that. You see what I mean? That's my point. I start a sentence and I get sidetracked, which is something that my daughters do and I tell them off for, you know, clean your bedroom, and then 10 minutes later they're sat watching Sonic or the Doll's House is out or something. And I start a conversation and don't finish it, and it's really irritating. And I irritate myself, and I watch these videos back and go, for God's sake. Yeah, it's annoying. Got to work on that. So I'm just going to randomly do that and cut this in half. These are so much fun to do and so therapeutic, these little doodles. Have I got any more? Yeah, like we had one of these on the Tim Holtz wallet, ephemera wallet that we did, which is going to be up in my Etsy shop by the end of this week, incidentally, if it's not already the end of the week by the time I post this. Do I want one of the smaller ones? I think up there, because I don't want to cover that again. So I think we'll have you there. Yeah, I'm going to have you up there, kind of. And this, I think, is going to have to go in a similar place. There, I think. And then I want some sentiments. See, I just did it again, didn't I? Started speaking. Didn't finish. Can't remember what I started saying. Oh. I think that part of my job I used to do for a living, I had to speak constantly. Maybe this is what I was like. I was an estate agent in my former life. I retired in February. And so, obviously, you got to chat. You got to speak to people. So maybe that's what I was like. Maybe people just bought things and bought and rented property because they pitied me. Because I could never finish a sentence and was clearly a little bit mental. So this is the bit, I'm going to be honest now, this is the bit of journaling I struggle with, is the sentiments. I mean, they're all lovely sentiments. I don't know, I struggle with deciding what to use. Like, I do a lot of learning to fly and fly and butterfly related ones. But like, just at the moment, I don't know where I'd use it. I don't know what, I struggle to think of a scenario where I'd create something that would warrant just at the moment. Is that really weird? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Probably not. Right, just got to pick one. So we're going to have, it's a bit hidden by the shadows. I mean, I'm sure they're beautiful. I don't know when I would use it. Oh. Chatterbox. Who's going to be a chatterbox? You, young man, will be a chatterbox. I'm going to have that down there. And all her dreams would come true. I mean, I'm sure they would. I don't know why. I don't know why we're saying that, but let's say it anyway. There. That's what they're going to look like. So let's get these stuck down one at a time then. Zoom in a smidge. Now again, on these, I did ink around the sentiments. Can you see? Probably not. But I don't think I'm going to bother. I kind of regret doing it. I wish I hadn't. So I'm just going to leave it, I think. Although I'm looking at Chatterbox, I'm wondering if it's a bit too pale on pale. So actually, having said all that, I actually might with that one, just because I want it to stand out a little bit more. Or I could back it, but I think that's it's going to take up a bit too much room. So you were about there, weren't you? There. And just because I don't ever, no offence, Tim, it's not personal. I don't trust any of these sentiments to stay on for a great length of time. So I always just put a bit of glue, just in case. So that all her dreams would come true. Love it. Although we haven't finished yet. Glue. So yeah, so if you have a bit of spare time and you want to do some doodling, do a bit of paint splodges and get yourself some big thick crayons or some pens and just do the sort of loose leaves, loose flowers, circles, bubbles, and chop them up and use them. It's brilliant. It's so therapeutic. I've got pages of like flowers and where's the rest of the stuff? These like little bubbles and stuff. Just randomly. Just random little bits. Oh, chatterbox. You let me down, man. Do I want it there? Yeah, you see, it is a bit pale. So let's just do an ever so slight. Just to edge it, just to make it stand out. Otherwise, it's going to get a bit lost on the pale book page. I'm gonna go over your feet. There. Smush it down. Boom. Like it. So the next thing I did, because I felt like they weren't quite enough, I wanted a bit more texture, so I went in with the sewing machine, and if you can see, I've just run some long stitches and then I just did a zigzag over, just to give them some texture. I am probably going to trim some of these threads down because they are a little bit like spider leggy, or maybe not, I don't know yet. But if you can see, just a sort of edge. I didn't go all the way around because I wouldn't have known how to deal with the top. I was sort of considering it and thought, you know what, I think I'd rather leave it. So let's get the sewing machine out. Let's see if I can do this on camera, because I have moved my camera. Oh, can you see that? Is that all right? I can't go any lower. I can probably zoom in like that. There, right. So I'm going to select just a straight stitch. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of this. And lengthen it to, well, I've done it on 5. And I'm just going to, what I kind of looked at when I was deciding where to put my stitches was sort of the plainer edges. So I'm going to do a bit here, I think, and maybe a bit here, maybe a smidge there. You didn't see any of that. So what I looked at was sort of the plainer edges, where I felt like it needed a bit more something. So I think I'm going to do maybe a bit down here. I want to try and, I have a thing about doing it in 3s, so I want to try and balance it. So I'm going to do a bit here, a little bit at the top, I think, and then I'm either going to do some there or some there. It has to be kind of in a 3. That's a weird thing that I have. So I'm just going to run a straight stitch all the way up. I'm going to lift my needle, lift the foot, flip it round. I'm not bothering cutting the thread off, and I'm just going to run one straight back down. Not too far away from the first one, because I want it to look like somebody sort of got a pen and sort of scribbled. It's like a scribbly stitch, I'm going to call it. And again, oh, didn't mean to do back stitch, and lift, turn, and probably just one more. And then I will do a back stitch at the end and cut it off. So I'm going to do all my straight stitches first, but you can see I've done a bit there. I wasn't going to go the whole way up, but I've realised. So I'm going to do a bit down here, I think, and then probably there. So let's just do a bit. Lift, turn it round, back up. So think of it as a scribble. Lift, turn, back down again. As I've said, and as you have witnessed many a time by now, I am no seamstress. I am definitely no expert with this thing. I just kind of do it to what I think looks good, which is surely anything, you know, and what anyone should do really. Just as long as you like it, it doesn't matter. So smidge at the top, lift and flip, and do another little scribble down there. And again, and again. Do a back stitch lift. So those are my sort of little scribbles on there. I'm going to run a couple of zigzags. I don't want to do it all the way down. So I go into number 4. And so I've done it on length 4, width 2.5. Try that. I can't remember what I did the other ones on now. I want them sort of taller and slimmer. So I think that is nothing like what I wanted. Idiot. Yeah, no, you can't even see that. So I want to go the other way around, Donna. That's what I wanted. So length 2. And stitch width 4.5, so they're a bit longer, a bit taller. Oh, shut up, Donna. Right, some in the middle of that, and then just a couple down the other edge. There. So just a little bit of extra texture. And then same on this one, I think definitely here, and maybe even a little bit just under there. So let's do this side. So let's go back to the straight stitch. To there. And that looks good. Flip it again. So that's my first scribble. I can already hear my kids arguing. That's annoying. Did I say I was going to do some here? I think. Squiggle. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit there, just the smallest bit. And I don't think I'm going to put a zigzag through the top one. I think it'll be a bit much. But I just like a little bit of texture there. So let's take a look. I mean, of course, you don't have to. If you don't have a sewing machine, you don't have to machine stitch at all. You could hand stitch, which can look quite cool. Some embroidery floss or something. So, trying to remember what I did them on. 2.5 and 4.5. Was it 2.5 and 4.5? 2.5 and 5. Right, this is the zigzag stitch. Yeah, it's about that. 2.5 and 5 does that, which is kind of what I want. And a back stitch. And we're done. Cool. So let's stick that away. Ooh. Let's wreck the desk in the process. Right. Next thing, I just want to do a few splatters. So I'm just going to get my very on brand today, my Tim Holtz glass mat. I don't think I need that actually. I was going to get my palette out, but I think I'm going to do it on the mat. The teeniest bit of white acrylic, and I actually watered it down a smidge just to loosen it up. With my splatty brush. Okay. Now I don't want, I'll remove these for a start. I don't want to splat on her. So I did have let's just use this, shall we? So I just want to cover her up, the majority of her anyway. Cover your feet, love. And just tearing another little bit of paper there for that. And then that properly went all over my top. Why is it doing it that way? I'm now absolutely, I'm not even going to show you, but all over my top is now covered in white paint. Brilliant. It's a new top as well, I mean, seriously. And doesn't stop there. Get off. Ta-da! One. Where's my little fella gone? There you are, little fella. I'm just going to grab a baby wipe and just wipe the residue up. Wipe it off me first. Does acrylic come out of clothes? Only one way to find out. Get it all over yourself. So, cover the wee man up. Cover, get off. That bit. Bit more water. Maybe I should get like some packaging paper and like hold it over me. That's better. Do you know, I do stuff like this, and I have a rather expensive computer just to the left of me, which is absolutely caked in paint. And my other half regularly says to me, like, what's happened here? I'm like, I don't know. Well, it wasn't me. I don't know. Yeah. There we are. And we got a little bit of a smear on the tip of the paper off them, but I don't mind that. I quite like that. Cool. So I shall pause, dry those off, and come back in a sec. All right, so there we are. We are done. Little chatterbox. And the wee girly. So, stay in my hand. Bit of drama with the paint, but all in all, success. So they will go in my tab bound journal. I'm going to use, I did splat a few extra bits of card as well, so I might use some of these as some of the pockets in the journal, and Tim Holtz them up a little bit, which I think will look quite cool. So journal will be coming up next, but yeah, happy with those. You can kind of see where they all came to. Yeah, happy with them. I think they're cool. And a good way to use up a bit of your art journaling material if you've been doodling and scribbling, as well as your Tim Holtz stash. There you are, double whammy. Right, I'm going to stop waffling and crack on with the next one. Okay, see you later.